Hello guys, I'm so excited to do this video because Squid Game. I'm so happy because I've been watching Korean shows for the longest time. I'm so glad that this particular show is doing so well because it actually deserves accolades, and many other like Korean shows are so good. I'm just glad that at least one is like blowing the F up. Okay, before we get into the video today, guys, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up, share if you care. Guys, we are going to react to like a video explaining the ending of Squid Game. I hope that in turn will make us understand the show more and what exactly, maybe some things that we might miss out. But yeah guys, let's get into this video.
내가 쳤네.
By the way, guys, that first scene of like the old man and what's his name, the main guy, that scene of them playing with the marbles, I just felt so bad at that scene because he took advantage of the old man's dementia, and at the end of the day, like, the dementia wasn't even like it. He actually knew what the guy was doing, but as his friend, the old man wanted him to win. At the end of the day, he's old, so there's no point in him like trying to go on with the game. He has already had his excitement. Whatever, let's continue.
Throughout this video, we're going to be going over the story, ending, and what could be happening in Season 2. Full spoilers ahead, so it's your choice whether you want to proceed beyond this point, but I warn you, there's no turning back. If you
Okay, so spoiler alert. I don't know if there'll actually be Season 2, but that would be interesting. To be honest, the way it kind of ended open-ended. The ending seemed open-ended, like there could actually be a Season 2. Usually, like Korean shows, like when they are done with the first season, usually they are done. But that's usually when it's 16 episodes, but this was just 9. So probably because of how good the show is doing right now, I won't be surprised if they'll actually try and push for Season 2. You know, Netflix wants to make their money. But...
Okay, so Squid Game follows Ji-hun, a man who's down on his luck after losing just about everything that means something to him. His marriage failed, he lost his job, is in deep over his head with gangsters, and now faces the fact that his daughter is going to be leaving South Korea with her mother and new family. However, his fortune seemingly changes when he meets a man at a train station that offers him the opportunity.
By the way, guys, I know you guys love Squid Game. Watch this Korean movie, Train to Busan. This guy in the suit, okay, they are both wearing suit, not the main guy, the fine guy. he's fine, but he killed his role in Train to Busan. Guys, it's a zombie apocalyptic type of movie, South Korean movie, Train to Busan. You guys should check it out. It was such a good movie, so I loved seeing him here too. Anyways,
Unity of a life and death time. Desperate for money, Ji-hun finds himself somewhat squidnapped and drafted into a battle royale between himself and 456 contestants. Or was it 455 because they're counting him? Either way, it's worth a grand prize of 45.6 billion, and obviously everyone's desperate to get their hands on it. Throughout, we watch as the players are whittled down to one in games of red and green, honeycombs, tug of war, deadly hopscotch, and one that will have you losing your marbles due to the
LOL, the honeycombs. That game was funny, the way he was licking the honeycomb to like, but that was smart. So that's a trick of playing that game. And what I love so much is that they played games from their childhood. Like, this is such a smart move for South Koreans, like whoever produced, wrote, whoever did the show. Like, it's such a smart move because it lets you like see a glimpse of their culture, a bit of their culture, the kinds of games that they played growing up. I love that. I love their history already. So like I liked that they used their games they played growing up.
The final competition is the titular Squid Game, and we watch as the thing they played as children decides who will live and die. It's an awesome final battle, and they even bring some rain in order to add some dramatics to the showdown. Ji-hun best Sang-woo, but rather than killing him, he brings up the clause that if both players forfeit, then the game will be null and void, and thus they'll both get to go home. This will be for nothing, but Ji-hun would rather put a stop to the death than gain the money. However,
so this was such an interesting scene, guys. The end scene was, it was kind of a full circle, because this is his childhood friend. The first scene of this show is them like playing this Squid Game, you know, together growing up, and the game is kind of like more violent. Like a lot of things can happen in this game. It's like really rough, but yeah, like that's the name of the show, obviously, so it's a full circle type of thing, and playing it with his actual childhood friend that they both played this when they were young. And you know, for a big sacrifice, like everyone apart from Ji-hun survived this Squid Game, like this whole game itself, and like all that sacrifice was paid with people's blood. So it's interesting that like at the last minute, despite his anger with his friend Sangwo, who killed the other girl, you know, I've forgotten her name. So like, despite the anger of like, oh, you killed this girl, you know, he's Ji-hun is such a sweetheart. Like he has such a good heart that he felt like, you know, he wants to save everyone. He doesn't want his friends to die, doesn't want anyone to die, but they are such in a tough spot, and he basically won this round but still decided that, oh, let's forget about the money, let's just go, like let's, you know, survive. But I'm sure like his friends and go on making these decisions, like to him, like it would be a waste for everyone dying and them just forfeiting and going home to save their life without getting money, because he's thinking of his mom back home. Since this Ji-hun knows his mom, he can take care of his loved ones. Like he can use the money to actually make a difference in his family's life and his life. So I understand why Sangwo like was just like, you know, killed himself to end the game completely so that Ji-hun can win the money, you know. Anyways, let's continue.
Rather than forfeiting, Sang-woo ends his own life because of what he's done when playing. All he does is make Ji-hun promise that he'll look after his mother, and then he stabs himself, leaving Ji-hun as the last man standing.
Oh my god.
And whilst this is going on, we see a police officer whose brother disappeared investigating the island in an attempt to learn his fate. Throughout, he sees things from the other side, but a big twist comes towards the end when we learn that his sibling is actually a character known as the frontman who's running the operation.
This was such an interesting scene, because like I kind of called it early on that it would be funny if the police guy's brother is the front man, because it looks like it, especially when the police guy saw the records that the brother was one of the winners of this game. So it makes sense that, okay, like maybe one of the winners will want to continue like running the game and stuff. So, and it was so sad that the brother actually shot him. I mean, the brother was trying to like give him the opportunity that come to my side, but what they are doing is morally wrong. So, and he's a police officer, so him going with his brother is just out of character. But again, the police officer was so shocked that his brother was actually doing this and could not believe it, and his brother had to kill him. That's just so tragic and sad. So yeah, like interesting. Anyways, let's continue, guys. That was sad.
He attempts to alert the police to the whereabouts of the island as well as what's going on, but the fact that the game is still continuing at the end lets us know that the operation wasn't shut down.
Yeah, like that was really sad. After winning the money, after winning the money and all the sacrifice that Ji-hun has experienced, getting that much money, to go back home and your mom is dead, like, and you weren't there for her, like no one knew, she was just dead in the room, like no one called. I mean, like Sangwon's mom was like worried, but again, that was really sad. I kind of had that feeling that might happen, but you know, too sad that, you know, for him it felt like, oh, what's the point? And all that money was just sitting in the bank, like maybe to him was kind of blood money because he literally sacrificed like 464 people to get that money. So Like, I can imagine. But again, I really wanted him to at least use that money to like help the girl that he promised to take care of the brother in the orphanage, which he did, you know, to help Sangwon's mom. Like, so at least so he's able to see his daughter, which is in the States. But we all know that he didn't end up getting on the plane to see his daughter because, you know, the game is still on. But I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make by stopping the game, like what he plans on doing. But I felt really bad for the old man dying, but I knew that at some point he had to die. And this old man, he was so good at all the games, all the rules. To me, it made sense because he's old, you know, he's wiser, like he has played all these games. But after like this last scene, it made more sense that, okay, he knew what to do, he knew strategy, like, because he knew the game. And it's just like, yeah, this guy makes good points, to be honest, of like how season 2 can play out in terms of like, you know, Ji-hoon going back to save people that might potentially die from playing the game, which is, as he said, sacrificing his own personal happiness to like help out people. That's his character, that's the type of person he is. Even though he played the game and people died and he won fair and square, like, you know, he's still a good person that don't want to see other people getting hurt and doesn't want to kill. So yeah, like he made very interesting points. The policeman probably is not dead, so they can both work together. Like, there are different things they could do with it. This was a good video. It gave a recap, like, you know, spoilers for maybe potentially season 2, and it just broke down the ending and explained it all. But guys, I don't know what you guys think about the show. I loved it. I love the show, and I'm so happy for, you know, Korean productions, like South Korean shows, movies, like, but this was just a win, and I'm excited because I've been watching Korean shows for a long time. Such a win for me. Anyways, guys, I think the show was really good, down to the games, down to the character developments, down to everything about it was so well thought out. Like, it was really good. And if you haven't watched Squid Games, like, I mean, you won't be watching my video, but like, guys, recommend this show to like people, let your friends watch it, family watch it, because it's such a really good show. I don't know how much you guys enjoy this, but I love this so much. And it's crazy because there are videos of people like queuing in a very long line to get the honeycomb thing and lick it. That's funny. I just love that it's becoming a trend. And this is their outfit, red outfit. To be honest, it's similar to, what's it called? It's similar to Money Heist. Apart from the mask is so different. Like, it's different in a slight bit, but it's similar to Money Heist. But I love their outfit, like the red jumpsuits and their shaped mask, like with the triangles or squares or whatever. Yeah, it would be that would be a nice outfit for Halloween, don't you think? But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's long. Please make sure you subscribe, give me a like, share if you care, guys. Leave your comments about the show and what you think about this review and this reaction. So thank you guys for watching. Until we see you next time, guys. Bye.